By the fireside we gather, listening to beats of drums. Stories flow like a river, warm as the summer sun. Oh, the stories of the South, whispers in the wind, from the elders' mouth to the city's spin. From townships to the plains, dance the night away. Timeless songs remain, feel the rhythm play.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 9 of Sportscast ZA, where we bring you the stories, untold stories of ordinary people in South Africa. This evening, I have with me an absolute legend of cricket in Gauteng, ran schoolboy cricket in the province for many, many years. A dad, a husband, director of cricket, and current assistant head coach of the Jersey Warriors in the LPL, which we'll touch on a little bit later. Good evening, Eugene Petersen. Welcome to Sportscast ZA.
Hi, good evening, Reese. Good evening, viewers. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this chat. Long overdue. Many people ask me to do these type of podcasts and stuff like that. I always came up with stories because I don't like to share a lot of things normally. But because it's you, Reese, I'm more than happy to share my story. We come a long way. We
I
walked
really,
many a mile,
yeah.
and yeah, let's hit the road.
I really appreciate it, and I'm glad you speak on that because I want to actually touch on the fondest moment or fondest memory of you, where I was playing cricket. I was a schoolboy, I think back in 2008, 9, and I can distinctly remember as if it was yesterday. And we were playing cricket. I had tackies. I was bowling, and I was slipping. Obviously, you were one of the not only the scouts, but as I said in my intro, the director of schoolboy cricket in the province at the time, and you were sitting in the taxi watching, and after the game, you just came to me and you were like, "Yeah, my boy, here's a pair of spikes." You took off the shoes that you were wearing because you were wearing a spiked shoe, and you gave that to me. Would you like to speak on that moment?
Yeah, you know, um, I was fortunate enough because at that stage, Essex just came onto the cricket scene, and I was sponsored by Essex. So I saw this young boy running in and bowling, and it reminded me so much about the days when I used to bowl, fast bowling and stuff like that. So yeah, I just felt I had to give it to you because I saw the potential you had. And, at that stage, I was just thinking I want to bless the special kid with something special that I was privileged to receive, a sponsorship from Essex. And like when we touch base a little bit on when I played soccer. So I was fortunate when I was a sponsored athlete in my younger days when I used to play soccer and cricket. So me giving you that spikes was not only me talking to you, it was like God told me in my heart that I need to give it to you because you will need it more than me. Because you were a special talent growing up. And it's just a pity I lost you by the wayside. You went your different way, I went my different way. But yeah, you were something special. You were something special. Are you still there, Reese? Can you hear me? Hello?
Sorry about that. We're already having technical difficulties.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, thanks for sharing that with us. And like for me, I it's almost like I'm sitting, as I picture it every time. It's like I'm sitting there. I'm at that place where it happened, St. Barnabas. I could never forget. I remember my opening bowling partner was Majid Matthews, and
Majid. Yeah,
I would love to
yeah,
see him someday and see how he's doing, and hopefully touch
yeah.
base with him.
I can tell you something a little bit
Um,
about
Ginas,
Majid.
I want
Is
you to
one of the,
take us.
yes. I'm here, Rizzo.
Sorry, carry on.
No, no, no. I just wanted to tell you.
You can carry on.
I from time to time I still see Majid. He's a uh, paramedic, very top paramedic. He works with the air wing for one of the medical institutions. So he's doing quite well. So yeah, it will be great to have him on your show one day.
No, that will be awesome. Ginas, I want us to go back to where you grew up, like in Cape Town. Everyone would think, oh, Ginas is from Joburg because you've been here for so many years. Um, what was your growing up, and how did that culture mold you to the person you are today?
So as a very young kid, we were between Johannesburg, Cape Town, because my mom's family is from the Cape Flats, my dad's family is from the Cape Winelands. So yeah, we were like between Johannesburg and Cape Town, between. So I don't have really fond memories about growing up in Cape Town. Besides the little time that we used to spend there. So yeah, even though I still have that little bit of an accent where some of the kids ask me from which country am I, because I don't speak proper English. I speak like a Cape Townian English. So I think that is just the roots that's been installed in me with my whole family being from Cape Town and stuff like that. So yeah, Cape Town, like I said, is a nice place. Uh, yeah, like rough and stuff like that. But yeah, so my dad is still in Cape Town. My mom is up here in Johannesburg with me. So yeah, but yeah, my fondest memories growing up was I just know the flats in Riverlee. That's where I grew up as a youngster. Primary school,
Okay.
never played any sports. I was a chubby little boy. My mom didn't want me to get dirty, so I used to sneak out to go play football with the kids. But I wasn't good. I wasn't good at soccer at all. I was useless. I used to kick people's windows broken, head windows broken, run away. But my main sports growing up like was just playing street cricket. Yeah.
Yes. What would you say your family? You obviously mentioned that your parents are still alive. What would you say their dynamic? How did they bring you up? What values did they set for you? So when you do go out there, you know how to conduct yourself.
Okay. Honestly speaking, with my mom, she made me a little bit of a softie. Like I said, she was protecting me in a. She was, I don't know. She was just protective over me, so I couldn't go out and play a lot. Where the times my dad was with me, he was tough, bro. He was tough. There was no. I used to get hide. He used to give me a hiding, and then unfortunately he moved back to Cape Town. He set up family in Cape Town, and it was just myself and my mom and my other mom, was my granny. They used to look after me when my dad, he moved to Cape Town to go start a new life in Cape Town and stuff like that. So I didn't really grow up with a father figure until I got um, someone by the name of Colin Tace, who, he took the role as a father to me. He moved up from Cape Town to come and work here. He lived with us. Uh, and it was with him where I took my first step, funny enough, as a tennis player. just, but I didn't like tennis, bro. I used to play for Longdale Acadians, and like I said, I was a chubby little boy, and the coach just made us run. I used to come home Saturday afternoons, hate life. I didn't want to play tennis at all, and then yeah, and then that's I only started playing cricket when I got to high school. Yeah, standard six, I started playing cricket, but again, chubby little boy. My friends all played cricket, and then there was a family in Eldorado Park. They were from the Northern Cape. Their surname was Witten. Elton, Marlon, and Stanley's dad. He used to run cricket programs in Aldo, so there was a couple of boys from Riverlea that joined up with the boys from Aldo's, and we played tournaments, but I was absolutely useless. I started off as a wicket keeper. I started off as a batsman, and then yeah, just to enjoy myself. But I wasn't special until I got into standard nine, and then I had a growth spurt. I just started losing weight. I got taller. I started bowling, and I just hit the scene running hard, and everybody was like, "Yo, who's this guy coming onto the scene?" And then the interest started
Yes.
from various people who took note of me as a cricket player, and I would say from there it grew to from strength to strength. And then
No, that's
I
fantastic
only
because
remember my first trial. I went to go play. We all jumped into a taxi. We went to Lenasia Stadium. We played there. All my friends made a team. I didn't make the team. Got home, cried. Then my dad was still. He came back. He was around. He gave me a good hiding. I cried. I went back the next year. I walked into the team with flying colors. I bowled guys to pieces.
no, that's awesome because I was gonna actually ask where was the introduction to sport? You obviously mentioned tennis, you mentioned
Yeah.
street soccer. Say after grade 11, that's where people took interest and but where did you play soccer as a goalkeeper for some parts of your life? How did that transition happen?
As the goalkeeping thing, all my friends were playing soccer. I never used to play soccer. Um, so the one day they said, "Nah, man, you moet kom speel." I said, "Guys, no, man, I'm not a soccer player. I'm a cricket player. I just wanted to I just wanted the ball in my hand to bowl. I would like walk in the street, walk in the shopping center, just bowl. I just wanted to bowl." Then my friends,
Yeah.
also some of them were cricket players, they were like, "Nee, kom speel." I said, "Okay, now I'll come play." Played a little bit as a striker. Yo, scored a couple of goals, and then the one day they said, "No, you must go into poles." Yo, I said, "Guys, this is going to be a disaster." I went in, first game. Yo, we got the hiding. We lost 8-0. I'm going to share everything.
Okay.
Got home, we were sitting by the flats. The guys were like, "Yes, hey, Kara, wat het jy gemaak?" Ek sê, "Nee, gents, ek julle gesê ek is nie 'n goalkeeper nie." Next game, we played, I think we played against Boksburg Spades. Those years we played in the what was called the Impala League. So it was teams from Boksburg, Eldos, Riverlea, Westbury. We played Boksburg Spades. Oh, lost 7-0. 3 goals, no, 2 goals. Two goals went through my legs. Oh, I didn't know where to put my head. Everybody was like, then I said, "Guys, football is not for me." And then the one Sunday morning, my wife's uncle, he went to go play futsal, and they played what they used to call the corporate games. And I said, "Nee, nee, 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 ek wil nie gaan speel nie." Hy sê, "Asseblief man, ons nodig 'n goalkeeper." I said, "No, I'm not gonna play." Hy sê, "Nee, moenie worry nie. As ons wen, ons gaan lamoene kry, en hulle gaan ons elkeen 200 gee." Yo, I checked. Yo, those years, I'm talking 2000, 2001, 200 rand was a lot of money. I said, okay, no, let's go. We went there. We played for, I think it was for Netbank. We played for Netbank, yeah, as guest players. Uh, I didn't concede a goal. We played against top quality players. We went on to win the tournament. Uh, One of the prizes were that we're going to travel overseas with the team. I won player of the tournament, man of the final, because nobody could score goals against me. And as I walked to the, to have a shower,
Yes.
without anybody knowing, there was talent scouts. So the late Eddie Lewis, the ex Wits coach, was there, and he came to me. He said, "My boy, what's your name?" I said, "Eugene Petersen." He said, "I want you to sign for Wits now." I was like, "You, huh?" Then I said, "No, no, man, but I don't play soccer. I'm a cricket player." He says, "No, no, no, you're gonna become a soccer player." I said, "No, no, 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 I'm a cricket player." That time I played for Starrock Park Cricket. Hugh Page used to be our
Yes.
coach. I said, no, 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 no. I'm going to play cricket. I don't want to play soccer. Had a shower. As I come out, this one guy from Netbank, he was standing there. He gave me and my wife's uncle a bag of oranges. So he says, "Kay sien karat jou gesellig aan ons lamoenig hier." I'm checking, yeah, my body is sore. Bag of oranges. Any case, they give us they gave us 200 rand, 10 rand notes, lekker bundle, lots of money. And I got all my trophies and stuff like that. As I walked out, the late Phil Cesari from Pirates, he said, "You need to come to Pirates practice tomorrow morning. We'll send a combi to pick you up." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to play soccer." He says, "Where are you staying?" I said, "No, I'm staying in Riverlee." Guess what? The next morning, um, the late Ian Palmer used to play for Orlando Pirates, and he was our coach, the soccer team that I played for. So he also lived in Riverlee, and he's like, uh, I think he gave them my address at the flats. Lo and behold, the next morning, the Orlando Pirates combi is standing outside. They came to pick me up for practice. I'm like, ah. They said, "Listen here, here's two bags of full of Adidas clothes." Yo, I saw the two David Beckham boots, those, the black and white, and I said, "Yo, now I'm in dreamland." Track suits,
But this, yeah.
shirts. They said, "No, you are." I got to the Pirates practice. Yo, I'm looking at all these guys that I normally see on TV. Kevin Lane, Sammy Trofton, Bashin Maslangu, Tebogo Molloy, uh, Okpara Williams just joined. Yeah, I'm like, you, hi. These guys were kicking people to pieces on TV. What am I doing here? Your first session, they put me in there. I think I told you the story last week in the office. I was like, yeah, the guys is shooting
Yes.
from all angles. I used to be a pop goalkeeper. All of a sudden, one tournament made me sign a contract with Orlando Pirates. I think I signed the Tuesday.
That's great.
The Saturday morning, I was on a plane to the old Kings Park Stadium in Durban, where Pirates played against Amazulu. From being a
Yes.
nobody, in a space of a week or so, being on an aeroplane with some of the famous people that I always used to watch on TV. And there I'm playing in a stadium with 40,000 people. I almost had a heart attack. So yeah, that is how I grew from going to play for a bag of oranges and 200 rand.
I think that's like most of our stories growing up because like I remember for me, you used to get a free bus ride, lunch, some kit. I'm happy. That's a good deal for me to play a sport, you know?
Yeah.
So
Sorry, just
Tessa van der Horst.
yeah.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Tessa
you're
van der
breaking up.
Horst says, what about your rugby career?
Hey, I always tell them the rugby story. In high school, they said I must play on the wing because I could run a little bit fast. They said I must play rugby on the wing. I went to go play on the wing. I passed the ball, another guy tackled me. Within the game, I started running after the guy because I just wanted to sort him out. I wasn't happy with the tackle he made, and that was the last of my rugby career.
That's hilarious. Thanks for sharing that with us. And then Manny Gonzalez says goalkeeper for Orlando Pirates. And then he also says Mark Fish lookalike. Just thought
Yeah,
I'd read some of
yeah, Uncle Manny
the comments
is
there.
my uncle. Yeah, he's my uncle who used to go sit in meetings with Mr. Ivan Corsa for me to get my clearances. So he was like my agent.
Others. Um, did you have, obviously, now speaking of mentors, did you have any mentors growing up that comes to mind that inspired you to do what you're doing today?
You know, even though I'm a cricket guy, I think I'm talking a lot about soccer. And okay, in soccer, like I said, there's uh, Uncle Manny, my wife's uncle Errol. He used to push me a lot. Ian Palmer. Uh, but for me, I think let's talk about cricket. For me,
Yeah.
role models that I've always looked up to was Uncle Hussein Ayub, the late Uncle Hussein Ayub. May his soul rest in peace. Uncle Solly Chotia, may his soul rest in peace. Uncle Blikkies Bismillah, Mr. Ronald Virgie. I'll tell you a story about the late Mr. Ronald Virgie, who used to be my school teacher, my cricket coach, but we'll get there. He's the one who nicknamed me 16
Yeah.
because he says, yes, your nickname won't be Kara or whatever. Your nickname will be 16 because you were lightning quick. I could bowl very quick in my younger days. Uh, Now, role models, uh, recent role models, Mr. Niels Momberg, Mr. Colin Goa, uh, Ruben Mandlazi. Those are all guys that, Mr. Zedin Damani, Lefty Ngeke, Mr. Greg Fredericks, Mr. Cyril Martin. Those are all gentlemen that I look up to and that, yeah, like molded my career. Uncle Jimmy Rhoda when I was younger. So yeah, yes, there's a lot of guys but like I said, now recently, two guys um, that I really look up to, and when the chips is down, I always ask them for advice. Mr. Niels Momberg, Mr. Colin Goa. Yeah, those are role models that I look up to.
No, that's awesome. I want us to stay on cricket because that was going to actually be my next question. When did you, because obviously signing a professional soccer contract or football, whatever you want to call it, for me it's soccer because I'm South African. Um,
Yeah,
how do
that's
you make that transition from soccer to saying no, I'm going into cricket?
funny enough, I stopped both soccer and cricket to go work in the corporate world. So I worked for many years for Adcom, and you know, got married. You know, I didn't trust myself. With, uh, well, I was good, but I had to look and make sure that I'm stable. Hence me going back to work in the corporate industry. So yeah, but then after 12 years, I thought, Jesus, you were stupid. Why are you not doing what you love? And then one morning, after 12 years working for Edcon, I got up, I walked into late Mr. Raymond Connor's office. I said, Mr. Ray, got bad news. I'm resigning today with immediate effect. He says, no, 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 there's no way that you can resign. Not you. I said, I need to go back into sports. Uh, my wife was like, wat gaan ons nou doen? En ek het gesê, nee, I want to do sports. Um, yeah, it was a massive, massive, massive decision that I made. And then I went to, that's how I started my coaching, going into cricket coaching. And then I used to go to the Rivoli
Yes.
cricket ground during the day, started coaching. I didn't have any equipment. One afternoon, I got to the grounds and Riyad Phillips, aka Bugai, and a guy called Beauty. I think they were working for GCB, and they said, "What are you doing here, 16?" I said, "No, no, no, no. I want to coach cricket, but I don't have equipment." We started. They said, "Okay, come join us." They started throwing balls to kids in a circle. I'm also throwing balls. We didn't have enough balls. There was some, these acorn trees. The acorns fell from the trees. We
Yeah.
picked it up. I said, "Nee, kom. Kan die kinders vang
Yes.
met die goed, laat hulle vang." And that's and then Bugai said, "Nee, môre gaan ek vir Z sê, hy moet jou 'n kontrak gee vir cricket by GCB." That's how I got into cricket coaching.
Nice.
Yeah. So
No, that's
like I
crazy.
said, I still didn't so I went to one of my mentors, late guy. He's like, I said, "Please, man, I want to coach." He says, "No, no, no, no. 16. With your temper and your temperament, you will never become a good coach." I said, yo, now I left my job at Edcon. A guy that I look up to said, "I'll never become a coach." And then lo and behold, 2 years later, we met at the huge cricket event. He was like, 16, what maak je hier so? I said, "No, I'm working for GCB now." It was like, yeah.
No, that's awesome. Because when I was doing some research on you, I found an article that headmaster of St. Peter's had written. For some reason, that's public. So I wanted to know, when did you go from like GCB to joining St. Peter's? Because I actually thought you went from St. Peter's to GCB.
So what happened? So I used to work for GCB. I used to be one of the hub coaches. And then someone introduced me to a guy by the name of Matthew Sanger. Uh, very, very good guy, very experienced guy. He was running the Darrell Cullinan Cricket Academy. Uh, so I went there. So if I remember, I can't remember who's the guy that took me to Matt Sanger. If it was Zaid Kimi or Faisal Kimi, but someone, I can't remember. Someone took me to the Darrell Cullinan Cricket Academy at St. Peter's Prep and introduced me to Matt Sanger. Matt Sanger was coaching there. Neil Levinson, the current Northwest Dragons head coach, he was coaching there. And I'm thinking, geez, yo, what am I doing in this company with these guys? And as I was sitting, Darrell Cullinan walked down the stairs. He's like, Matt, who's this guy? I'm like, I mean, yeah, I'm sitting and was standing in front of arguably, arguably one of the best stroke players in cricket that played for the Proteas. Um, and Matt said, no, Eugene would like to join the the Darrell Cullinan Cricket Academy. He's like, "What do you know about cricket?" I said, "Well, I work for the GCB. I'm a hub coach." He's like, "But what do you know?" Yes, as he grilled me, grilled me. Eventually, I started coaching. Started coaching. I don't know, must I mention this, but yeah, the first kid he gave me is a kid that plays for the Warriors now, JP King, as a youngster. I'm like, you,
Okay.
this kid is so this kid is so talented, and Darrell Cullinan wants me to work with this kid on a Sunday morning. I was like, I was shocked because as a youngster, JP King was super special. I always knew that the world will be his oyster. And here Darrell Cullinan wants me to
Yeah.
coach this brilliant youngster. And then I started coaching. Then from there, I started coaching. And then when Matt Sanger left, Neil Levinson left, I started taking over. Darrell Cullinan trusted me to be his head coach in his academy, which was from not
Yes.
thinking I'm not going to do it to become one of the best batting coaches. I know there's still some people that don't believe I can coach batting because I used to be a bowler. But just what I learned from Darrell Cullinan, Matthew Sanger, and Neil Levinson, uh, some people will be surprised if they eventually start knowing me better. Uh, like I said, and you know me, I'm not the
Yes.
guy that like to boast and talk a lot, and you know, I don't like to brag that I know this, I know that, I know that, I know. I mean,
Yes.
I can tell you, and this is a live platform, and I'm not gonna, there's still two guys that plays for the Proteas. When the chips are down, they'll phone me and like, I never coached these guys in my life, but just knowing them and they knowing me will
Yes.
ask me what do I think. But I'll never go out on social media and say, uh, this guy phoned me and said, so I just gave this guy advice. No, 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 no. I'm not the person like that to go on social media and brag about everything and stuff. I mean, you know me, Reese. Sometimes my head jumps out in the office, and. But coming back to
Yes.
the St. Peter story. So I told you, you're not going to need an hour will be too little for me to talk on your show. Coming back to the St. Peter story. So after
No,
11 years working
absolutely.
for Darrell Cullinan, um, the Darrell Cullinan building was sold to St. Peter's because I think they wanted to build extra junior prep classes and stuff like that. And I can clearly remember Darrell said, um, if I give the building to St. Peter's, I'm giving you with the building to St. Peter's because of your values, what you know about the game,
Nice.
your coaching style, your coaching philosophy, and stuff like that. And that's how I ended up at St. Peter's Prep. I worked there for 12 unbelievable years. Yo, St. Peter's Prep holds a special place in my heart, and there's many people that know it. Yes, radio is special to me now, but St. Peter's, I think that's where everything started. Um, then from St. Peter's, I was asked to come back to Gauteng Cricket to take over as Central Hub head coach. Um, I took that decision. I left St. Peter's with a very heavy heart, but I wanted to grow in cricket. From being the head
Yeah.
hub coach, I was the temporary youth and schools manager. And then, yeah, I think I did a good job because I got the position permanently after that. But yeah, I was there for a couple of years in that
Yeah,
position.
I actually have that.
And
Sorry, I actually have that document here. I just wanna read a few things from it that actually speaks on the central hub. This is what you had to write in your response, I think, to the headmaster. So it says, I've been offered a full time position as the central hub head coach. With this position, I will have three coaches directly reporting to me. I am also responsible to ensure procedures are in place and to grow cricket within 15 schools falling under the hub. I will also be working with junior provincial players from time to time. I will be directing, I will be working directly from Gauteng Cricket. Sorry, let me just share this with the audience. At the time, Bidvest Wanderers Cricket Stadium, I would like to take this opportunity to thank a few people who've played a huge role in my life. The St. Peter's Foundation, Mr. Royce, Mr. Macaulay, Mrs. Steenhoff, Mrs. Melville Smith, and Mr. Maharaj, Mr. Duterte, Father Richard, Craig Euster, just to name a few people that you spoke of at that point in time. But yeah, Ginas, I want us to obviously you've expressed quite a bit now. I want us to just take a break and quickly play a game. So how the game works is it's called the Coop Active Duel. As you know, the podcast is affiliated to Coop Active, which will also
Amazing people.
segue me nicely into IPL as well. I want to talk on that a bit as well. But this is how the game works. So there's 5 rounds. It's player A versus player B. You have to choose one. Okay. So let's say A versus B, you have to choose one. And then we move to round 2, A versus B, choose one. Okay, just for some context, this is
Okay.
mostly your era, and I made sure I made it difficult for you. Graham Smith, Hansi Cronje.
Hansi Kronia.
Okay, we'll touch on. I Before we move on, I'd like us to stay here because for me, growing up, I'll say Graham Smith, right? Because I didn't know Hansi that much. What do you think? I know he's been an incredible leader and whatever. For me, I think Smith's also been an incredible test team. What would you say that defining moment or difference that puts Hansi over Smith for you?
Hansi was just, he was just a great leader, man. He was a great leader. Uh, he was just unique in his own ways. He was a very, very, very good player. I mean, if you can play Shane Warne and hit him out of the stands, and then it just makes you incredible. I mean, not many people,
Awesome.
can could have played Shane Warne like Hansi did. I mean, if you can remember that advert where Shane Warne bowled and Hansi
Yes.
hit the lights out, so that made him an incredible person.
Oh yes. Nah, that's fantastic. I just, for me personally, I always wanted to just know um, what was what there. The next one, round 2, Herschel Gibbs versus Mark Boucher.
Hershey boy, he was just that special. He was just special. I mean, Herschel could have played for South Africa
Hundreds.
rugby. He played for Western Province. He played schoolboy rugby. He played, yeah. So he was just phenomenal.
He's done it. He's done it all.
Yep.
The next one, Sean Pollock, Lance Klusner.
Hey, that's a difficult one. Sean Pollock with the bowling. Yeah, but the Zulu boy will show you flames, eh? Yeah, yeah, that's a difficult
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
But me being a bowler, I'll go Sean Pollock. just because of his, again, his
Relentless
temperament.
action.
You can give him the ball, he'll bowl for you 6 balls on the tiki that you want. So yeah.
Next one, round four. Delstein, Van and Philander.
Hey, now you're making it difficult now. Dale Steyn for his pace, Vernon Philander for his accuracy. Uh, I can't beat that too. I
Consistency,
can't.
swing.
Yeah, I can't. Both great players. Amazing gentlemen.
Okay,
I can't.
I'm happy. I'm happy for that one to stay a stalemate. I agree with you. It's a very difficult one. AB de Villiers, Jacques.
AB de Villiers, Mr. 360, Jacques Callis, Mr. Uh, to the T batsman, stroke player.
Cover drive.
Both of them stroke players. Jacques Callis a little bit more fluent, where AB is Mr. 360.
Orthodox.
He can hit any angle. Yeah, I know he's yeah. But I mean, all the guys that you mentioned in the questions, all world class players, brilliant people.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
I just want to quickly go to the IPL. I know you're coaching there. Um,
yeah.
you're coaching one of the teams. I'm just trying to bring this up. I don't know why it's not showing. Apologies.
No stress.
Um, oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm presenting Ziad Desai's awesome looking website. For those of you who want to follow the LPL, the website is all actually called the National Premier League.co.za. So you can fixtures, updates. There's even live games on YouTube as well. Shout out to YouTube. Um, Ginas, do you want to speak about your upcoming games? What are you looking forward to? And yeah, name some of the players.
Okay. Yeah. So I've been part of the LPL for a number of years. I started off with what's that team's name? The Crescent Walks. Then I moved on to a very successful stint with the Bank All Stars. I've won a number of trophies with the Bank All Stars. I won 2 trophies with the Bank Under 12s just before COVID. Um, I won 3 trophies in a row as the Under 17 coach. So yeah, then um, yeah, I had a very good spell as one of the guys at Bank All Stars. Later, I moved to Celestial Knights, where things didn't, go as planned. Uh, I I joined Josie Warriors this year, where my one of my great friends, Garrett Flask, is a director. We played together, Transvaal High Schools, bowled together. Um, so he asked me to be part of the Josie Warriors. Yeah, so assistant coach to the seniors. Head coach is Ngaba Matoti, who's a guy that I also look up to, in a, to further my coaching. Very good gentleman, good friend of mine. Yeah, so we're looking forward to the start of the senior LPL, which will be starting on the 24th of August, the weekend of the 24th of August. Um, yeah, team signed quality players. I mean, Bank All Stars. I think they signed a few players. I don't think I can mention the names now. Um, for various reasons. Some of these guys are professional players. I don't want to get myself into trouble talking about other guys. But we've got a couple of very good guys at that we signed at Josie Stars. So yeah, if you want to follow the LPL, which I believe is it's a top competition. Yeah, so I'm happy to say that you can watch live. You can come and watch as soon as the fixtures is out. Fixtures will be online. Games will be viewed on YouTube, and I mean will be shown on YouTube and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very happy being part of the national professional league. And I think yeah, from there I can just grow from strength to strength. Yeah, maybe I can show some of the guys there that I still know a little bit about coaching.
No, 100%. The reason why I obviously mentioned that is because, growing up, I happened to play in the LPL and I absolutely love my time. Some of us make it, some of us don't, but those are fond memories that I will forever cherish because I always felt that, like, watching Eunice play and you were coaching at the time, watching all these mentors and all these cricketers that started the IPL back in the day. I remember my days were like 2012, 2013, 2014, around there. You always wanted to take the playing or the tournament to the next level as a player, me personally. So I always took it upon
Yeah,
myself to say, hey, this is the IPL. These people came before me, and this is where we want this to go. So I'm super
yeah.
proud of Ziad, to see
Now
what he's
it's,
been
I
able to
mean,
do and on such a massive scale.
hats off to Z, Uncle Nish, Nisar Muhammad, uh, which is another one of my mentors, Uncle Nish. I hope he listened to this podcast. Yo, I want another gentleman that I hold in high regard. Uh, there's Lindsay O'Malley, who's doing all the marketing and stuff for the LPL or the National Professional League. I mean, it's a top league to be part of. It's special. It's special, and for me, being part of the seniors, it's super amazing. Yeah, maybe I can take my, what do you call it, my voodoo winning junior tournaments. Maybe I can win something with the Jose Warriors at the senior level because yeah, uh, you
No,
can only grow from strength to strength.
no, that's awesome, and I wish you nothing but the best. I actually found this earlier when I was doing research. I'm definitely gonna watch your games and how your teams go. Then another reason why I brought this up is because I saw Coop active in partnership with the LPL. Um, and
Yeah,
so I just wanna
yeah,
quickly segue into, showing everyone what their skins are
100%.
like. So they have
I can
long sleeve
just,
skins.
yeah.
No, you can go ahead, Jonas.
Yeah, like you're very lucky to have this partnership with Coop Active. I mean, I personally have a lot of their under garments. Their grip socks is phenomenal. It's out of this world. I will, how can I say, I will back and support and tell everybody they need to get these undergarments. They need to get the grip socks. It's amazing. It's out of this world. I mean, you blessed to be, to be in partnership with Coop Active. Uh, it's an amazing
No, I'm
sporting
very grateful.
apparel company.
Yeah, no, I'm super grateful. I don't want to delve too much into in terms of how that even came about, but you should know, and I've spoken to you about it, obviously.
No,
But
100%.
for those of you who are watching, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. We need five more to get to 100. We're ticking over milestones gradually as we go. So I see we have 15 viewers currently. Please, if you guys could just minimize the screen, and just click that subscribe button, I would be very grateful. Um, Also, if you go onto the Coop Active website, um, you'll get a 10% discount if you use my coupon. So it's called SportsCastZA10 on off all your first purchases. So only your first purchase, unfortunately. Ginas, I want to get back to a few more things before we close. Any advice you have for youngsters playing cricket now, who either wants to make it professionally because you do see those kids, and then just those enjoying the game? What do you have to say to those people, those students?
Okay, you know, clearly you need to have career milestones that you need to look out for. So I would say you need to have a vision. You need to be able to set your own goals. Okay, uh, train train hard, develop, uh, continuous learning. You need to be able to accept criticism, both positive and negative feedback. Yeah, so just, you know, there must be a balance between, how can I say, sports and your personal life. If you want to make it big one day, uh, don't have an attitude. Don't think you're going to be the greatest because once once you're famous, you want to start going to nightclubs and throw your weight around, start drinking and stuff like that. If you want to make it big, just work hard, train hard, set your own goals, and have a vision. I don't know. Must I add
No,
anything more?
that's awesome. No, that's fine. Thank you. Now I want to know from you. Obviously, you're always on the cricket field, literally. It's almost. It feels like it's 24/7.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
want
yeah.
to know, how do you find, and what advice do you have for people that wants to be able to make that balance? Because we get so consumed in chasing a career. Like I know from my personal experience, you forget to balance the family perspective. Then sometimes you focus too much on the family, and then the career takes a knock. So how would you advise managing, family and business or a career?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a tough one, because I'm always in trouble for not being at home a lot because I'm always at matches, practices, and stuff like that. There must be an understanding, all right, between you, your family. Um, they should know what your goals. Being a coach, being a dad, being a father, being a mentor, being a whatever. So, yeah, it's a tough one, but must just be able to balance it out somehow. I mean, when I used to
No,
be a hub head
that's
coach, I had from time to time 10, 15, 20 kids. Even if it's not practice, they just sit outside in my yard. Nou ons is net hier of a coach. Then my kids is like, my wife will say, it's like, but that's nie games nie, that's nie practice. No, 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 no. Hulle wil net be coaches. So yeah, you must be able to adapt to
Yes.
it and stuff like that. Yeah, lucky, you know, my wife
No,
understands
that's
sometimes. Sometimes she shouts it.
yes.
I mean, if we need to go somewhere, there's someone of talking to me about cricket. I mean, I can go into a shopping center. There's someone who will talk to me about football, about cricket. So yeah, it's a bit difficult, but yeah, lucky they understand where I come from.
A- And then, how do we help players become mentally resilient? We always speak about these buzzwords, mental fitness, over and above your physical fitness and as well as your skill set, obviously. How would you say we incorporate, those aspects into our game?
Yeah, sometimes you need to overcome challenges. It's about how you're going to face and overcome challenges. Are you be able to how you gonna will you be able to accept failure? uh, I think you as a coach just needs to, you need to be there as a guiding light for these uh, kids that you work with and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, personally, I I think players should be able to balance out, you know, training, what they eat, uh, how they look after their bodies and stuff like that. I mean, you can be a coach and a trainer and stuff like that. You're not 24 hours with the players to, always be there, tell them do this, do that, do that. They must be able to learn to do things for themselves as well.
Yes. No, absolutely. A few more points before we go. I want to know, what is your most memorable quote, would you say, to live by?
It's a quote by Maya Angelou. It says, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better." Okay. It's a quote
No,
by
that's
Maya Angelou. Do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better.
yes,
Okay. So, what this quote means, it emphasizes on the importance of growth and continuous improvement. So, for you to
yeah,
become better, you need to keep on working to become better, and keep on working to become even better. You know, you might not always have the knowledge, the resources, and stuff like that, but you need to do your very best with what you have. I mean,
yes,
my dream, and I want to put it on this platform. It might not be now, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be next year, but my dream is to start a foundation in the townships for black African batsmen. If I'm Rizzo, are you there?
Sorry, Ginas, this phone just died.
So my dream is to start a cricket foundation and to look after township players, um, especially black African cricketers. It's a dream that I have to set up a facility where we're going to work with talented young cricketers from the townships and uh, like surrounding areas like Rivoli, Eldorado Park, Westbury. You know, that that's
Yes.
that's that's my dream.
No, that's an amazing dream, and I'll support you 100% on that because that's also something I'm very passionate about. So I'm glad that you put it out there. So now we can, it's there for reference on the platform. We can revisit it.
I can't hear you,
Um,
Reese.
can you hear
Just
me
check your sound,
now?
Reese.
I don't know what's going on here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Jinas? Can you hear me?
Just check sound.
I don't know where the sound's gone. Because my mic is on. Can you hear me? Just gonna end the stream.
Reese, can you hear me? I can't hear anything, Rizzo.